What's up everybody, Obi-Wan Ortega or Ego on Actual, and today I just want to talk about the strategy that I use or the mindset that I go into while playing TDM, and I really believe that it really contributes in increasing my KD lately. The gameplay you're seeing is a TDM match in Skyjack, which we haven't seen in a while. It's not very popular. But it's not a big deal, but it is pretty considerably high. What the heck kind of sentence is that? No, it's pretty good. 29 and 9, I believe. So I'm rushing around with the Pharaoh, or the Pharaoh. No, not the Pharaoh. This is the Vesper. Yeah, I haven't seen this weapon in a while also. But yeah, you know, the mindset that I go into when going into playing TDM, and like I said, I really believe that it helped me. Oh, look at those guys camping. Helped me increase my KD, especially on TDM. And but you know, first off, I'm not really a tips and tricks type of guy. I mainly just try to show the games that I find interesting or I do well in, and I try not to give out tips, but I basically just try to share my experiences, and if there's anything that I find maybe that could help people, I try to share to everybody. So I really believe that, like I said, the mindset that I go into, you know, helped me in increasing my KD in TDM. But okay, let's get right into it. Enough of this preamble. But anyway, you know, TDM. This isn't TDM, but I think it applies with other game modes as well. But if you look at TDM, it's a straight up get as many kills as the other team. So whichever team gets the most kills basically wins. You know, 100 kills, you win basically. But for me, the mindset that I go into, I flip that around, and I look at it and I say to myself, okay, if I instead of getting the most kills, if I die the least amount of time versus my opponents, I believe that I will win the game first of all. And as a result of that, everything else kind of falls into place after that for some reason, you know. And as a result of that, I end up with high KD games. I mean, I'm not talking about, you know, like 10 KD a game or anything like that, but something definitely significant, like, you know, maybe consistently 2 KD, 3 KD, and maybe even 4 or 5 KD games. And when it comes to KD and in stats, you know, KD is not really one of those things that I really focus in on. But I did notice that ever since I started taking this approach, I've noticed that my KD has been increasing, and I believe it's because of that approach. And like I said, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is just think about the amount of kills that the amount of deaths that you're getting, and try to prevent yourself from giving the other team the kills. Because basically, you know, if you die, you know, that's a point to them, and if you don't die and if you kill them, it's a point to you. It, you know, kind of makes sense, right? But yeah, like I said, you know, like once I started getting into that mode, I noticed that I wasn't playing that aggressive, despite the fact that if you look at this game right here, that I'm running around, I'm rushing around, and I'm very aggressive because of the weapon that I'm using. But having that mindset of being careful of not dying, you know, allows me to kind of have that extra awareness. You know, because I'm thinking about not giving up any deaths, I find myself being more tactical, and you know, using the mini map and trying to just analyze every situation. See, because I mean, you know, I don't have the gun skill like, you know, somebody like Sacred Phoenix, or the map awareness of somebody like Funk TZ or Jimmy Dean. So I mean, I'm not saying that I have to work a lot harder than those guys, but I feel like, you know, once you know,
You can hear these
I
as of
started taking this approach, you know, I started finding myself. Look at this streak that I started going into, and then I watch how I get killed. You know, I find myself started getting into those high kill streaks, not necessarily the 20 gun kill streaks, but you know, like merciless or oh wow, look at that. What's that? 15 gun skill. Yeah, and I find myself getting to my streaks more often, you know, the second level streak, and a lot of times, not a lot of times, but you know, sometimes the third level streaks, like the wraps, or if I'm using like a GI unit or something on TDM, which is very hard to get. But on this gameplay, I didn't get the my second or third level streaks, but I'm being very active, but at the same time I'm being very cautious of the gunfights that I try to put myself into, and yeah, like I said, you know, after I started taking that approach, you know, everything else kind of fell into play. What do you guys think of about that? I mean, if you guys are looking for an extra edge, I guess, if you guys are kind of at a loss, you know, maybe, you know, you don't know what type of an approach that you're looking to take, yeah, definitely try that. And like I said, just flip that around. Instead of trying to get the most amount of kills, you know, try to look at it and flip it around and say, you know, I want to see if I can get the least amount of deaths. And like I said, everything else kind of falls into play. Yeah, like and you know, like if I'm looking at my stats, and like I said, you know, not KD, I don't really care, but it's been the highest. It's from the time that I started playing COD on Black Ops 3, for some reason, it's been the highest it's been. It's been the highest it's been. Anyway, hope you like that quick tip right there, and let me know what you guys think, and I hope you employ it, and I hope it really helps out. Help out the people who need help anyway. 20.99, not so bad, but look at that, 3.22 KD, the least amount of deaths. And yeah, thank you and have a nice day. Bye.
You were never going to survive.